Welcome to Fat Man's Kitchen. I am Bikramjit Ray, aka the Fat Man. Today, for my recipe, I am going to go up north again to Kashmir, where the food is fantastically spicy and the weather is cool. Today's recipe is Kashmiri kima pulaaw. You would have understood two of those words, Kashmiri, which means from Kashmir, and pulaaw, which is a dish made with rice. Kima is mince, and what we're going to use is mince from mutton. If you don't get mutton mince, use lamb mince. Make sure that there is less amount of fat in the lamb. Use a little bit of fat, not too much, and make sure that the meat is beautifully soft. Some of the spices are different from conventional Indian food because Kashmir has a different set of spices and the flavor palette there is different. So let's find out what are the spices and how to begin making our Kashmiri kima pulaaw. Making our Kashmiri kima pulaaw. That is a pulaaw with mince from the Kashmir region of India. In a pan, we first put in some ghee. 3 generous tablespoons of ghee. Now I am using mince made from mutton, which is goat meat, but if you're using mince with lamb, you have to make sure that mutton cooks slower than lamb. I have actually boiled my mince so that I can speed up the process. You can use raw mince. The first thing I want to do is put my mince into my oil and start frying it until it becomes brown. So into the ghee, which is still warming up, I'm going to add the mince. And I'm going to coat it. Before you start saying that there's no spice in this, I'm going to start adding the spices as well. The first thing to go into this, half a cup of yogurt. I'm using Indian style yogurt. You can use Greek style if you want. This is enough pulao for 2 people, 3 if you really are small eaters. I'm using about 350 grams of keema and I'm using the same amount of rice. Now into this I'm going to add something called Kashmiri garam masala. 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri garam masala to my mutton. You can be like me and add the spices one by one or add all of them together. I prefer to add it one by one because it gives me more control of my meat. Now into this I'm going to add half a teaspoon of chili powder. Now this chili powder is normal chili powder. Normally you would be adding chili powder to taste. It's better to add a chili powder which gives color, because Kashmiri food spiciness is there, but the chili that they use is more for color and flavor than for absolute heat. I'm also going to at this point add half a teaspoon of dry coriander seed powder. And I shall continue frying my keema. The kitchen is now surrounded by this fantastic smell, the sweetness of the coriander and of the garam masala. All I need to do is make sure that the keema is nicely browned. If you are using raw lamb mince, brown it and then immediately we're going to add the rice. Now the rice, as I said, is the same amount as the mince, and what I've done is I have soaked the rice in water for half an hour or so, and then I have removed the water. So the rice has already started releasing starch. What this does is when it cooks with the meat, it stays separate and it's rice nice and crisp. As the meat is coming to color, I am adding some ginger. Half an inch of ginger. Ginger gives this recipe a little bit of bite. My meat is browned. It's now time to add the finishing elements before I actually can put the pulao on a low heat and wait for the rice to cook. The first thing I do is add my rice. Mix it into the pulao. Let the rice and the meat meet and get to know each other. I'm going to season the rice right now with some salt. Remember, there's no salt that's been used, so this is the first time that the salt is going, and it may seem like a lot of salt, but The rice is bland and so is the meat right now. And because we are from Kashmir, which is a region known for saffron, that's the next thing that I'm going to add. This is saffron which has been soaked in water, in warm water, and I'm going to put the saffron into this. I'm going to follow it up by adding half a cup milk that gives it that fantastic creamy edge which this pulao is actually known for. I'm going to imbibe the two together, let the milk move around, get into the kernels of rice. At this stage, I'm going to add enough water to the top of this dish, half a liter of water to allow for the rice to cook through. I am done with my pulao. All I need to do is wait for the rice to cook through and then it's ready to eat.